Plastic problem is not a problem of Spain nor of Thailand. It's a worldwide problem. Here you have two options. Or you look at this, nothing's happening, and you don't do anything, or you take action. We have decided to take action.
I had in the fashion business for many years, over 20 years. We didn't need a new brand, doing everything in the same way. So it's not only about what you do, but also how you do it. And I believed I wanted to create a sort of a new generation of fashion brands. My son Alfredo was just born. That's the name of Ecoalf, comes from him. Basically, got to the conclusion that the most sustainable thing to do was not to keep on using natural resources. So recycling could be a solution. We were able to make like a new generation of recycled products with the same quality and design as the best non-recycled. That way we could demonstrate there's no need to keep on digging deeper and deeper to get petrol. We can transform what other people call waste into polymer yarn, fabric and products. First of all, when I decided to create a company, the problem is that there were no cool recycled fabric. They were only recycling a small percentage, 15, 18%. We're already competing in a world with 1,000 non-sustainable fabrics. Have capsule collection of sustainable fabrics, but that's going to make you different. So fortunately, I started convincing manufacturers to do it that way. But also in Spain, for example, I had another big challenge, which was that for many people, unfortunately, recycling is no. I'm recycling. I'm getting the old blanket of the grandmother to make it back. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I want through innovation, through technology to convert again that waste, polymer and yarn. Since the beginning, I've been trying to demonstrate people and show them that our fabrics are exactly as good in technical properties, breathability, in design as the best non-recycled. I spent a lot of time trying to change people's minds. Unfortunately, sustainable products are normally expensive. And I didn't want the price to be a reason why you're not sustainable, because I believe there's a lot of people who want to be sustainable, but perhaps they don't have the money to buy it. So my goal has always been to try to create a brand as affordable as possible. Challenging for me personally, I think two things have been very challenging. I think the cotton, because unfortunately people don't know, but cotton is not very sustainable. It's very intensive in water. You need over 10,000 liters for every kilo of cotton you produce in the world. And unfortunately, we're in a culture where we fast fashion, where we buy, throw, and people are getting used of buying t-shirts at €3, which cost less than a coffee, which they're using once, twice, and they're throwing away. But they don't understand that each t-shirt they throw away, it's over 2,100 liters of water. The problem is that we're taking that water from the system and giving it back full of pollutants. So I've been very obsessed with recycling cotton since a long time ago, because it's a mechanical process, it uses zero water, and I think it can be a great solution because there's a huge waste of cotton. And then obviously for me, a very challenging project has been regarding the ocean. When we started this project in Spain with 3 fishermen in the East Coast, which let me put a little container in the boats, we didn't know where it was going to take us. We didn't know what kind of waste we were going to be able to get. Fortunately, today there's over 3,000 fishermen in Spain taking waste out of the ocean every day. We have taken out this year with 250 tons. It's amazing. I think that project is a big success, which now we're trying to replicate in Thailand. As future plans, we are a fashion company, a strange fashion company, a different fashion company, but at the end we're a fashion company. Instead of going to a show and buying a fabric, we basically create projects around collecting the waste and then doing all the process, which for us obviously is much more complicated, takes much more time, takes much more energy. I always say, normally for a fashion company, it's about design, marketing and distribution. For us, design, marketing and distribution is probably 20% of our effort, because 80% of our effort is what nobody sees. I think that's what makes us special, and I think it was the way we need to keep on working. Basically for us, what it's important right now in the next years is to grow, because all these projects have sense if you have certain volume. At the end of the day, it's not so big. Then projects are expensive, they take time, they take energy. So we need to grow to make all these things have sense. The more and more you read, the more and more you realize that we can't keep on living on this planet as if we had another one to go to. when this one is ruined. At the end of the day, we're consuming, some people say 4, some people say 6 times more natural resources than the planet is able. We might get to a moment, people are not aware, but in 30 years we might have problems. I think we need to change the model, because I think part of the model is not working. Fast fashion, fast food, everything, very quick. I think it's very damaging for the world. Every day in the world, 150,000 more people in the world. Only India was 44 million more people last year, which is a new Spain. That means another 2 billion people creating waste. There's no space. There's no space to accumulate that waste. I think it's a moment where we have to take decisions. Decisions need to be taken now. I'm always very positive that everything can be reorganized. For example, when you see with the oceans, right now there's a lot of big philanthropies which were dedicated to protect marine areas. Why? Because they've seen that in less than 5 years, they recover 95% of the marine land in 5 years. If we start taking action, there will be no problem. And we need to take action now. I would say that fashion cannot just be about looking good. I think fashion also has to do about doing what is right and feeling good about it. Because by the way, you can demonstrate that you can keep on looking good, not destroying the world. So I think obviously it's much more complicated in a sustainable way. And we've stopped using a lot of materials. So we don't use fleece or we don't use leather because we're all the time imposing ourselves rules. Sometimes go against the sales. At the end is the kind of world we want to live. Designers who want to go in this direction, obviously it's a tougher direction, but I think it's the future. The sooner they understand this, the better.